Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it's so great to have you with us. The latest statistics place Grand Bahama's unemployment figures at 18%. This slight increase is creating additional demand on the Social Services Ministry to provide for families who are going through difficult times as a result of the slow economy. The minister responsible says additional resources are needed not just for Grand Bahama, but the country as a whole. Sabrina Brown reports.
Minister of Social Services and Community Development, Melanie Griffin, says her ministry is working hard to meet the growing social needs in the country. But she says there are many challenges. According to Minister Griffin, Social Services will require an additional $4 million for food alone during the upcoming midterm budget.
We expect that during the upcoming mid-year budget statement that we will be able to explain to the Bahamian public and to, well, we will require more resources, definitely, particularly for the areas of food.
Minister Griffin says another critical area is housing. She notes that the department will also require an increase in funding for rental assistance.
We're having a lot of problems with homelessness right now. Persons who have been evicted from apartments, persons who have lost their homes, and it's a very critical area for us.
The Social Services Minister says they are putting systems in place in order to properly address the social needs.
We have just, in fact, been able to place the Social Services unit or component in urban renewal here in Grand Bahama. We have a new officer. Well, she was the first person in the position before Mrs. Van der Capron, and she's back, and she has a small team with her this time, but it will grow and begin to, and they will work very closely, of course, with the police and housing and other ministries and agencies that are in urban renewal, and certainly very closely with the Department of Social Services here to ensure that we are in the communities and hands-on direct meeting the needs of our people.
Griffin says she's optimistic that things will get better as the government is working to turn the economy around.
Right now we're working on the social safety net reform, which is a program that is designed to break the cycle of poverty in our country and put our people in a better position to be able to assist themselves better during difficult economic times.
The minister also noted that the government's emergency unemployment program will be introduced soon. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Tonight, the Grand Bahama Christian Council says it plans to remain vocal on issues affecting the employment market on Grand Bahama. The council commended the Prime Minister for honoring his word by ordering the closure of all web shops, but a court injunction has since ordered the businesses to remain open. Now, despite this legal hurdle, the local president is calling for the church to stay united and remain vocal on the issues. Joan Davis-Roll has that story.
The president of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, Bishop Arnold Pinder Jr., is calling on the church to remain unified on concerns facing our society. One major issue is the record-breaking unemployment rate on Grand Bahama. He says the council is about to launch an initiative designed to help find jobs for more Bahamians.
We can sit down with the labor board, and we want to know if there are people working in this Bahamas, foreigners, who are doing job that Bahamian can do. And that's our first step. And not only, we not only want to go and check with the office, we want to check with these jobs. We want to get the authorities so that we can go around these jobs and see if there are jobs that foreigners are doing that Bahamian can do. We want to put a complete stop to it.
Council Executive Prophetess Quinty says historically Bahamians are resilient and must begin thinking out of the box to help stimulate the economy.
When the Princess closed, we found a way to make it. When the hotels laid off, we found a way to make it. Don't underestimate yourselves. You can do so many other things. And when one door closes, we tend to walk through another one. The Princess closed and many people begin to make crab salads. and Kong salads. People went in the boat and they began to fish. We have $1 million or $1 billion industry here in the Bahamas. We are worth so much more. And a lot of young ladies who were presently employed in those web shops, who I know can bake. They can sell their breads and make money, open their own shop. And one thing that a lot of Bahamians have done over the years is limit themselves. Why work for another company, making another company much richer than you are when God has given you so many talents?
Sayers is also calling for the church to remain united.
So many times things have happened and issues have occurred in the Bahamas that pastors have not spoken voicefully as they have spoken now. But now that we take a stand, a lot of people are upset about it. But I want to say, encourage the pastors to continue to take a stand against everything. Like Pastor Meadows said, against rape, against molestation. Take a stand against when the hotels close without giving the people a reason for letting them. Take a stand when the government doesn't want to give raises that are due to the people. Let's take a stand against everything. So we don't want to encourage division in any way, but we want to continue to encourage unity. And we want all of you to continue to stand with the Grand Bahama Christian Council as we embark on so many other different ventures, and we know that God will take care of us all.
Joan Davis Rolls, ZNS Network News.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, says with a struggling economy, the Department of Immigration must ensure that the jobs that are available are going to Bahamians. This coming after the minister says he has received complaints about the growing number of foreign workers on Grand Bahama.
There are several companies that eyes have been on by reports which have come to the department. You have the Grand Bahama Shipyard, you have Club Fortuna, you have this company Quality Services, you have the other supply companies that serve Borco, and the power company. And in each case, Immigration and the Department of Labor have been asked to look at a microscope at the policies of these companies and how they treat Bahamians and the availability of jobs for Bahamians.
Minister Mitchell says it is a law enforcement issue and a social policy matter as well. He says while investors are welcomed in the country, Bahamians must be treated with respect and must be given first preference when it comes to jobs.
They come to the Bahamas and they make significant profits here. We don't begrudge them those profits. We invite them to come here because we think that this is a good place to do business. But you cannot have a situation where Bahamians feel that they're being left out of the benefits of their own economy. And so our job is led by what is the center of power in Grand Bahama for the government, the Ministry of Grand Bahama. And this minister's job is tasked, and we are all tasked as ministers of the government, to support the power center in Grand Bahama, the Ministry of Grand Bahama, to ensure that the benefits of this economy will go to Bahamians first.
An elderly woman is heartbroken after thieves broke into her home and stole some of her dearest items. Tonight, as she tells her story, she's asking those responsible to have a heart and return her precious memorabilia.
My heart is broken today. And this is supposed to be love? Is this the kind of love I'm receiving? No, it's not.
Tears streaming down the face of 74-year-old Dorothy Lightbourne after she returned home from a trip to Nassau on Valentine's Day to find her home ransacked by thieves. As the bandits invaded her home, she says they stole everything that meant anything to her.
The 3 jewel box are empty, not one piece of jewelry in it. All gone. I said, well, I know I had some pearls that was given to me when I retired after 40 years. That was given to me. My watch, everything gone out of the thing. I look on the other drawers and there's the empty boxes.
As the thieves violated the elderly woman's privacy, she says they also took memorabilia and precious items that can never be replaced.
Especially my grandmother's heirloom that was left to me. You don't get pearl earrings and stuff because you don't have those. And when I look in my room, everything is just gone. 57 years of my marriage, things that my husband gave to me is gone. It is heartbreaking. What is my country coming to?
But that's not all they stole. She says the petty thieves also took raisins from a basket and juice from the fridge. But as an educator for many decades, she says she can't help but to wonder who is responsible for such callous acts in society today.
How I failed the children because being an educator for over 40 years. What is wrong? Parents, we have to do better. Parents, someone's child, they're stealing this and bringing it into your home. My God, if you see them come home with something of that value, what should you do? Find out where they got it from. It is not right.
Lightborn's husband died just 2 years ago. She says all of their photos were placed in a photo album that was also stolen. She's making this passionate plea.
The album, that's the main thing. And my pearl earrings, my pearl necklace, and my 2 watch. They were heirlooms to me. When I retired, they were given to me. Take it and leave it somewhere and just let me know where I can find it.
Now, Dorothy Lightborn is the mother of our Ricardo Lightborn, sports anchor here at ZNS Northern Service. She says those responsible can return the stolen items to her son, no questions asked. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight continues right after this.